Hi there, this is Aaron Lin with another systems training video for you. And in this video, I want to talk about an advanced format for SOPs or standard operating procedures that you can use in your business. And this is an advanced format, so it's for business owners who have larger teams of say 12 plus people. It's definitely not for people starting out or solopreneurs. There's a link to another SOP video in the description below where I have a simple 6-step format for writing SOPs to get started. But if you're really detailed or you have a larger team and you need more granularity in your procedures, this format is for you. And if you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you need more personalized help with your SOPs, you can find out about some of my consulting services. There's also a link in the description below. So let's get into it. The advanced format for standard operating procedures has a few more steps than the standard format. And the first step is the title. And this is the same as the standard format. It's just a simple description of what the SOP actually is. It could be product fulfillment SOP, as an example. The next step is the what and the why. So the what is a one paragraph, maybe a couple of sentence elaboration on the title. So if we have a product fulfillment, we would say this SOP describes what happens when a customer places an order and we need to fulfill that order digitally or fulfill that order through our fulfillment service. The why gives a practical reason for why this SOP exists, and this can be useful with teams because it gives them sort of a rational or logical hook to hang things on and to think about when they're doing the SOP. The next section of the advanced SOP are the prerequisites and links, and this is where you can link out to other SOPs that team members should read before they use this particular SOP. You can also link to external resources that will be useful for this particular SOP. The next section is the who, and this is split into two who's. There is the user, or who is actually going to perform the SOP, and this could be a particular person in your company, could also be a particular group of people in your company. And there is the owner of the SOP, and this is who is responsible ultimately for this particular process, and that person is also responsible for making sure that this process documentation is maintained and updated all the time inside your knowledge base as well. The next step in the advanced SOP is the when, and there are basically two whens. There are regular whens, which are sort of processes that happen daily, weekly, or monthly on a regular, reliable basis. And there is also sort of a triggered when, which happens when something happens inside the business or something happens inside the business, and then this particular process kicks off. So if a customer places an order, the product fulfillment SOP kicks off and starts. So that's your when. The standards are the qualitative or sort of, I don't really want to use the word moralistic or ethical, but sort of how we should go about doing this SOP. So these are not steps for doing the SOP, it's more like, here are some things to keep in mind. So a simple example of this might be something like, let's say, the customer is not always right, but it's our job to make him or her always feel like they're right. And then after the standards, we have the process, which is the nitty-gritty detail of how to do the actual SOP in step-by-step format. So for this, you probably want to use a step-by-step checklist. You want to include images, you want to include diagrams, you want to include short tutorial videos, you want to include basically A to Z how the user of this SOP is going to get the process done. The last part of the advanced SOP are the results, and this is the same as with the simple SOP. You basically want to describe what the process is going to look like when it's done. So in the example of a product fulfillment SOP, this might be, well, product is successfully shipped to the customer. And that's pretty much the format for the advanced SOP. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them. And of course, if you need more personalized help, you can find out more about my consulting services through a link in the description below.